Welcome everyone to Let's Play Star Fox 64. This is one of my favorite games from my childhood. One of the first several games I played. N64 was my first real console. And having replayed this game both on the console and emulated here, because it doesn't look great over composite cables, it holds up remarkably well. One of the best of the N64 to play today. I am joined for this by Mugiwara Yoshi.
Hello, hello, everybody.
And Jiggly Jacob.
Hello.
So if we were talking before we started recording, the voice acting is over the top, but remarkably good, like acted pretty well for what they intended to do.
It's really ahead of its time because this was definitely in the time in video games where voice acting doesn't matter, or what didn't seem to matter to like the people in charge of it, but it just stands out because it's so much better than so many other games in regards to its voice acting, despite being so over the top.
3D models, not so much.
Yeah, keep in mind too that like a lot of like the Nintendo franchise didn't have like voiced protagonists, so this was kind of a Star Fox franchise. Even from the get-go, has always had like, oh yeah, we wanted our characters to be able to talk and have personalities.
And it is worth noting, 64 was a reboot of the SNES games. By this point, Star Fox 2 was canceled because the N64 was just coming out. A lot of its programming, what have you, was actually recycled for 64, and we didn't actually get Star Fox 2 until the SNES mini console came out.
Falco's like, motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
Yep, we're standing on the what? What's happening?
Oh, I didn't know you could do this.
Yep, you can move the control stick around, and 64 goes away.
Falco's like, what the fuck is happening?
I don't approve of this.
I'm surprised he doesn't turn his head like 180 like an owl, just because he's a bird. Like,
Well, he's called Falco, but I think he's like a pheasant.
yeah, that is true.
What, really?
Yes.
He's not a falcon?
Nope.
I've been lied to.
Let me check really quick, but I'm pretty sure Falco Lombardi is based off of an actual bird.
It isn't.
The evil Andros turned this once thriving.
Alright, this voice acting right here is especially good.
Yeah, there was speculation that it was Leonard Nimoy. It's not, it's one of the voice actors. Like, he's a guy who voices Leon, I think.
5 years later, General Pepper noticed strange activity coming from Venom.
Strange activity.
Cloud, Pigment Angar, and Peppy Hair of the
Welcome
Star
to
Fox
Seaman.
team.
Okay, according to Nintendo, he is both referred to as a falcon and a pheasant.
The team, and
Maybe he's a
James and Pepper
crossbreed.
were captured by Andros. Peppy barely escaped Venom and returned home to tell James' son, Fox, about his father's fate.
Rated E
A
for
few
everyone.
years have passed.
Dead dads.
Andros has again invaded the Lilat system.
Yeah, this guy's name is
Pepper
Ja
has turned
Green.
to a new Star Fox team headed by Fox McCloud.
It's actually
to
E
save
for eliminated,
Cornelia
Jacob, but good
and
try.
free the Lilat system once again.
My dad is rated E for eliminated.
Alright, so I mentioned I'm running this emulated. The grand majority of the game runs and looks damn near perfect. There might be some graphical hiccups. The only time where it actually lags at all is this overworld screen, and I don't know why.
It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our world.
By the way, if you ever wondered why the characters are talking with their heads are just flapping and their mouth are just going off, it's because Miyamoto was inspired by puppetry.
Yep, it was inspired by Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yes, that is a deliberate, like, design choice.
I'd like to real quick share my experience with this game. I recently have been getting into retro game collecting. Since my first console was a PlayStation, I didn't have a Nintendo until the Wii. And so I bought some cords for my Nintendo 64 and a few games for it, one of which being Star Fox 64. I played around. Before going in, I was like, I've heard this game's really good. I'll probably like it. And, I heard some really good things about it. So I played and I was like, oh, this is why so many people like it. It's one of the greatest games ever made. That makes sense. I absolutely loved it. Okay.
Yeah, if you aren't familiar with the Star Fox series, and you're a little bemused about why all the games after this keep getting compared to it negatively, it's because this sets such a high standard.
There's a lot you can say about the history of Star Fox.
And a lot you have said.
There's a lot that I have said, indeed,
Yep.
yeah.
But Star Fox 64 is primarily a rail shooter. You fly around the screen, you move the control stick to aim, and that also moves your R-Wing around. You can hold down the A button to charge up your lasers, and then when your reticle passes an enemy, it'll lock on. You press that A button again, you'll fire out a blast that also produces splash damage, and if there are other enemies in the area, they'll also get exploded, and you'll get additional bonus points. I also have bombs, which I can just press the B button and fire and they'll explode. Or I can target an enemy with my charge and fire a bomb there, but no matter how many I get in a blast, you don't get bonus points for bombs. I have a counter up in the top left. Every planet, every mission that you go to, you have the chance of getting a medal, and that depends entirely on your score. And also having the other 3 Star Fox team members survive to the end. There are also multiple routes. I'm not going to get that.
Dope. I mean, you got it, but...
I got it, but... The R-Wing is more sturdy than you would think. But there are also multiple routes. I'm going to be playing through the easy route first, then the medium, then the hard. And that also depends on having your co-pilots survive. And just in this first level, Falco is going to go chase after some enemies. It's going to happen right here. I'm going to let him die.
I'll take this. Get the one behind me.
He won't actually die, but his arm will break and he'll have to break off. That'll mean I won't get the medal, and it'll also mean Falco is the person who finds the secondary route in this level, and because he's not there, I'm going to go to the easy route. So there are multiple ways to play this game, multiple directions it can go, based on what you do. And also, that can also just change what happens in the levels immediately after. So there's a lot to this game beyond it being a rail shooter.
Poor Falco.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him die. Fuck him.
Hey, Fox, I trust you with my life, so, get the ones behind me. Where you going?
You've made a bad decision, buddy.
Why are you going faster?
Your allies will constantly be attacked by other enemies. And you need to save them because you need all 3 of them to survive to get the medals. And you get rewards if you get medals on every planet.
Robot, dead ahead.
Sometimes, mostly in the bosses, you'll also switch to all-range mode, which just means you can move around in the 3D space. You're not limited to rails. This first boss is hilarious for how pathetic he is.
I'm going to crush you.
If I recall correctly, I believe copies of Star Fox 64 came with a Rumble Pack.
Yes. The N64 controller did not have Rumble at the time. I think it was like this was one of the first games to have it at all.
Yeah, I remember that being kind of like a big selling point. I also remember that I believe a Nintendo Power video had like 2 henchmen from Sega and Sony trying to like kidnap this Nintendo guy. Like, tell us about the new Star Fox game.
This guy cracks me up because every time you attack him, he just goes, "No!"
I feel like a chump. This guy tends to give me trouble. I'm not good at this game.
You just need to break his legs and he falls over and he can't do anything.
All right, everybody but Falco, we did a great job. Hands, bring it all in.
Every time you finish a level, you get this little roundup of everyone. You can see the health meters, how badly you did protecting them.
Not how good you did, how badly you did.
Every 100 enemies you get down, you get additional lives. Because Falco got taken down, he's not going to be in the next level. And that also means I won't be able to get the medal for that, so... Lose 1 partner, you miss out on 2 medals, potentially.
The wrenches do represent that it's that the ship is needing repairs, not that Falco's broken as a person.
I think he's got a little bit of broke in him.
I won't let you down, sir.
Yeah, his limbs.
Yeah. I think that's the one major noticeable graphical glitch on the animated version is that I don't think Fox's, like, that entire picture is supposed to move up and down, just his head. So I don't know what happened there.
heat up. Quit dinking around, Flip.
Quit stinking around.
You dinker!
Let me dink if I want to, Peppy.
Slippy, you know you can't dink around the asteroid belt, right? It's law.
Fucking watch me.
You have a mouth, young man.
How old is Peppy supposed to be? He sounds like a little child, but he looks like he's probably a young adult.
Peppy? Or...
I'm fucking Slippy.
I was gonna say, old, but for Slippy, I always thought he was, like, young adult.
I think he's supposed to be 18 or so, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's, like, just at the end of his teens, starting young adult.
Careful, it's a trap.
If you want to get the medal for Meteo, that's really going to depend on you taking the alternate route. But if you don't want to take that, an important thing to remember is that the red asteroids can be destroyed and they count towards your score. The silver ones are indestructible. And also generally, you might need to go through levels a couple of times just to learn where everything is. And also, I fucked up that one, but
Bonk.
there are places where you want to charge up the laser and blast to get the bonuses, and then there are cases where you just want to shoot a bomb and destroy as many enemies as you can, because otherwise you're just going to waste time.
Use the brake.
Use the brake. Oh, sorry.
Nah,
Use the boost to get through.
I don't feel like it.
One of the funny things about Peppy is he's just always at level 10. He really needs to pull it back. He's just screaming all the time.
I kind of think it's a little endearing, because, well, you are the son of his best friend who died.
That's true.
So he probably just wants you to be safe.
If these boys hit one hair on your head, so help me.
Oh, gee, Peppy, that's really nice of you, but I'd like you to put the knife away.
No guarantees, Fox.
They're robots. It's not going to work.
I mean, I appreciate the effort.
I'll cut their wires good.
You need... alright. I can't argue with him.
No.
He's more experienced than me, so...
No, you can't.
Thanks, Fox.
Took you damn long enough.
Alright.
It makes sense for them to be yelling. They're in airplanes. They're spaceships. They're probably loud as hell.
But I mean, they have communications devices, so I'm assuming when they talk in like a normal volume, it just translates the same to the other side.
There's a lot of these enemies formations where you want to aim for the guy in the middle to get the rest of them. If you aim off to the side, you're only going to get half.
These white swirlies hurt you too, don't they?
Yep.
Do a barrel
Be
roll.
bumping out.
Yep, the barrel roll, which it's been repeatedly documented, is actually an alien roll. But if you do that, it deflects blaster shots.
Inaccuracies in Star Fox 64. I'm gonna tell my pilot friend that I have.
I can't tell if you're lying or not.
I am.
Da-da-da-da-da.
You want a piece of me?
Those guys, you just want to use a bomb because they take too much damage with just the blaster.
Take that.
So, Slippy was also one of the characters in that era of poor 64 characters who were just seen as annoying and obnoxious like Navi.
Yeah.
I ultra disagree.
Yeah, like, never mind the fact that, like, that was just a popular thing. It was really just that one level where, like, you have to help him. And people, like, were like, oh, all the time. He needs help all the time.
Yeah.
He actually has a use. He is the reason why you even have a boss meter at the end. You don't get it if Slippy isn't alive.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's true. I will say, he gets attacked the most. But yeah, he does have his purpose.
But I never found him annoying.
He gets shot at the most, but he's also the one responsible for, like, the G diffuser and why the R-Wing is as good as it is.
Plus, he's cute as shit. Listen to that voice. Like, hey, guys.
I cannot allow you to go any further.
So in that area I was just in, I passed through those rings that made me spin around. That's how you get to the alternate route. I'll be doing that in a later video.
Let's see what you've got.
Waka waka. For this one, don't shoot at the green parts, they'll just deflect energy back at you. For most of the bosses, you need to aim at the yellow spot.
Than I thought. I've underestimated you. powerful.
I love the smug douchiness of this book.
I know, he's such a prick.
Wait for it. There it is. Nice half-hearted attempt at attacking Slippy.
Another thing that I noticed about the way this game controls is how it kind of takes the stiffness of the Nintendo 64's analog stick into account. Because I played a little bit of Assault before we started this, and the GameCube's joystick is so much smoother and more fluid, but it makes it a little bit harder to be precise as well, because it's so easy to push. But with the stiff Nintendo 64 joystick, it's so much easier to, like, just move it just so slightly so that you can aim right where you want to be.
I can't believe I lost to this scum! Sorry to jet, but I'm in a hurry.
That has nothing to do with myself!
Hey! Fuck you.
That's mean. I'm leaving.
It's basically what he just said.
I'm fine.
I saw my life flash before my eyes.
He just... Did he die in the... Did he die in the R-Wing again, or...
You just see the R-Wing gearing towards the left and hitting the grateful.
I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, at least he got through the mission, and fine.
I saw my life flash before my eyes, but then I am 60.
Must have been an interesting life.
That little rotating flash. That's like a mockery. That's saying, you should do better and actually get a medal.
Recover our base from the enemy army.
Fortuna is a victim of translation errors. There's another planet called Ficina, which is what this planet actually is. Fortuna is more like a jungle planet. And I think that was in the SNES games. That kind of messed it up because they sound similar.
It does sound like it could have been a novelty hit from the 90s. Fortuna and Fortuna.
Like, it could either be a show or a band.
Hey, Einstein!
I just came back and you're fucking shooting me!
It's the pasta version of Coheed and Cambria.
There's one down!
That is such a used statement, Jacob.
Does Fortuna not sound like a kind of pasta?
It's probably because you're thinking of fettuccine.
Exactly.
Like in that same syllable.
It's the ch. It's got two C's, don't it?
So anyway, in this all-range level...
Slippy gets attacked again. This happens a lot. You guys defend him, but this happens constantly.
I'll defend him a little bit. I didn't say I excused it completely either. And also, to be fair to Slippy in this one, they all need your help at one point.
Yeah, that's true. But they especially go after Slippy. I don't know why.
Yeah, they designed it so that way they could just murder Slippy. I think maybe Nintendo themselves were just like, I hate this goddamn frog. Miyamoto, because, like, from what I can understand, I remember reading an interview that the frog character, Slippy, was actually just like a little OC character that one of the designers had as like a little mascot for himself. And so they ended up just using him.
Oh, that's adorable.
So I'm gonna guess that Miyamoto was like, I didn't make that one, kill that one on screen.
Look who it is.
Uh-oh.
There he is, my favorite guy.
Pigma the traitor, let's fuck him up.
Andross's enemy is
And
my
Andrew, the
enemy.
fucking boppity-boopinest man since Falco.
Just what I need to see. Star Wars.
So Starwolf, they're special pilots. You can't target them, and you can't do a homing attack on them. You have to fire at them just with your regular blaster. If you do it quickly enough and you keep it consistent, you can take them down pretty quickly, but they will actually evade you, and they will follow in behind you, so you need to do somersaults to break them off. Wolf is only the one who will actually follow you. Everyone has their own specific enemy.
Right behind me. Uncle Andros!
Like Andrew, for whatever reason, he hates Slippy too.
It was a default thing.
But you need to protect them. And also, earlier I was taking out enemies that the others were attacking. That's because their kills do not count towards your score. So ignore their protests and just kill everything. Also, Starwolf has an awesome theme.
Yeah.
What the heck?
These boys were supposed to appear in Star Fox 2, but ever since that game ended up being canned at the time,
Yeah.
they got put it here instead.
I could have sworn that I've locked on to the Starwolf planes before.
You can lock on, but they'll evade the attack.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean.
That makes sense.
I think they'll actually try to barrel roll too if you do it.
What the heck?
Wolf!
Did he crash into the mountain?
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to round my. Oh shit!
There we go. So you take out Starwolf before the bomb explodes. That's the best ending, and it will actually lead you off into the medium route.
This is the route that I did most recent time I played, because first time, Starwolf kicked my ass.
Yeah.
Hey, we made it!
You also might have noticed that my score turned red. That's the signal that you have earned the medal. So for Fortuna, it's remarkably easy. And because Starwolf count as boss characters, if you kill them quickly enough, you get a huge bonus, like 10 points for each. But, let's say you just, I don't know, you didn't feel like fighting Starwolf. And you didn't really feel like protecting the base either. Or you don't feel like flying into the sun.
Boys, I got a great detour.
Oh!
You can also change course if you want to go to the easy route.
Pick me off!
Well, that's just kickback. I'm not really fighting Starwolf. I'm just shooting at him to get off of my friends.
Let's take care of these guys first.
So, it's like the Arbing is set to autopilot, and Fox has like a magazine, and he keeps glancing over every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well,
Fox, why are you suddenly sucking ass?
what? That's sucking. Oh, no, I don't do that. What?
What the heck?
Did you guys know that J.C. Penney's having like a sale? Oh, it was last month. Never mind.
I'll be honest, it looks like the base is already exploding.
Oh, no, go back. Go back. Let me see. Go back. Go back.
No, Jacob.
I didn't see it. Ah!
Okay, let's get a good look at it explode.
Oh my god, it is.
Ooh, pretty.
Looks like we win today, Star Fox.
I'm missing. What happened to my other 2 pilots?
Who has Star Fox?
I didn't. Who was that?
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a bigger bomb than I thought it would be.
Well, that was not our fault.
Fox says, crossing his arms.
Yeah, we are gonna keep going.
We fucking did it?
I'm not too crazy about those guys.
Never mind the bomb that went off.
That's Star.
I am crazy about those guys.
Ain't it kind of fucked up that the planet just kind of had a bomb on it? Guys? You're ignoring me again, eh? It's because I died. It's because you shot me down. That's what it's...
I hate you.
I mean, I'm already using, like, a voice for, like, a later game. I'm not even using the one in this game.
Personally, I prefer those guys.
Personally, I don't care too much about those guys.
Personally, I think I'm gonna join them. See ya. Plot twist, bitch.
They don't shoot me down for no reason and let me die.
Command would have been more interesting if it was Falco who joined Starwolf.
That would be a cool plot. Like, the thing about Star Fox is that they genuinely have cool characters with, like, decent setups to, like, further their stories, but they never further their stories. Or anything about Star Fox, really.
I feel like Miyamoto is really stuck in that Thunderbirds influence. He kind of just sees it as cartoony, when there's a lot more mature potential to it that sometimes gets touched on, but then they reboot it again.
That and like Miyamoto, as much as I love the guy, he just has like a really old school philosophy. For Mario, he's always like, oh yeah, it's always gotta be Mario, Peach, Bowser, saves the day, yada yada. I imagine he has a similar thing for Star Fox, where it's like Corneria, the Andross, the Star Wolf, and that's it.
I just like to imagine if what could be if Nintendo put as much polish into stories as they did the actual game design. How magical that would be.
They got close with Breath of the Wild, but they didn't finish it.
They had elements in Breath of the Wild, but nothing like show-stopping.
It wasn't a home run.
Yeah, like if you looked at the trailer, it made it seem like, wow, they're really like gonna go all in on the narrative stuff. Are we seeing a Majora's Mask 2 kind of thing, or no?
Like 8 cutscenes, lots to read.
I mean, that being said, I did like the characters, so.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Falco is better than the douchebag from Breath of the Wild, though. Rivali.
Oh god, yeah.
Ravioli, yeah.
See, I told you, pasta.
Fortunately, I prefer fettuccine.
It's Fachina!
Yeah.
We'll be there soon, Falco. Don't worry.
You got a cold?
Yeah. I'm still working.
Fachina! Gesundheit.
They don't take sick days for badasses like me.